They said it couldn't be done. The scientists laughed. The investors fled. And on December 21st, 2015, the world watched in silence as a rocket landed itself back on Earth for the first time in history. But what you didn't see, what the cameras never showed, was the man standing in that crowd who had mortgaged his entire life, his fortune, his family, his sanity, just for this single moment. This is not the story of a billionaire. This is the story of a boy who was almost broken and chose, instead, to break the world open. His name is Elon Musk, and no matter what you think of him, you cannot ignore him. He runs more transformative companies simultaneously than any human in modern history. Electric cars, private space travel, neural implants, satellite internet, tunnel infrastructure, and now the very platform where billions communicate. Some call him a visionary, others call him dangerous. Some worship him, some fear him, but almost everyone agrees on one thing: we have never seen anyone quite like this before. So how did a quiet, bookish, bullied kid from Pretoria, South Africa, a boy who read encyclopedias for fun and had almost no friends, become the most talked about, most controversial, most influential human being alive today? The answer is stranger, darker, and more remarkable than you think. June 28, 1971, Pretoria, South Africa. A boy named Elon Musk is born into a family of sharp contradictions. His mother, May, was a model and nutritionist, fiercely independent, the kind of woman who carried courage in her spine. His father, Errol, was an engineer, brilliant, successful, and by many accounts, deeply difficult to love. Elon's childhood was not a happy one. He was small for his age, socially awkward, lost in thought. While other children played, Elon read, obsessively, relentlessly. He finished the entire Encyclopedia Britannica by age 9. Then he started over. And then came the bullying, not the ordinary kind. At school, Elon was beaten so badly on one occasion that he had to be hospitalized. A group of boys threw him down a flight of concrete stairs and kicked him until he couldn't see. He would later describe his father as a terrible human being, a man who psychologically tormented him in ways he has never fully disclosed. "You have no idea," Elon once said quietly, "about the terrible things he did." But in books and later in code, Elon found something nobody could take from him. A world he could control. A world where logic always won. At 12 years old, he wrote a video game called Blaster. It was about destroying an alien freighter. He sold it to a magazine for $500. His first product. His first proof of concept. He was 12, and he already knew he was going to build something that mattered. At 17, Elon made the first of many bets that would define his life. He left South Africa alone for Canada, then the United States. He had no safety net. He had a backpack, $2,800, and a belief that America was where impossible things became possible. He enrolled at the University of Pennsylvania, studied physics and economics, not one, two, because he believed the future would be decided at the intersection of both. And then, in 1995, something extraordinary happened. He was accepted to a PhD program at Stanford University. He deferred his enrollment after just 2 days. The internet was exploding, and Elon Musk, with his brother Kimball, had exactly one idea and $12,000. They called it Zip2, a digital city guide for newspapers. They slept in the office. They showered at the YMCA. They ate cheap burritos and poured every waking hour into the code. 4 years later, Compaq acquired Zip2 for over $300 million. Elon's cut, $22 million. He was 27 years old. Most people would have stopped there, bought the house, taken the vacation. Elon did something different. He took almost all of it and bet it again. His next venture was X.com, an online financial services company that would eventually merge and become PayPal. When eBay acquired it in 2002 for $1.5 billion, Elon walked away with $180 million. But here's what most people don't know. Elon was ousted as CEO of PayPal while he was on his honeymoon. The board voted him out. He flew back and found out the company he built was no longer his. He didn't spiral. He pivoted, and he thought bigger. In 2002, Elon Musk founded SpaceX with one goal: to make humanity multiplanetary. In 2003, he co-founded Tesla with the mission of ending humanity's addiction to fossil fuels. In 2006, he bankrolled his cousin's solar startup, SolarCity. The world started paying attention. Magazine covers, TED Talks, a cameo in Iron Man 2. The nickname "The Real Tony Stark" started to stick. And then, just when the world thought Elon Musk had done the impossible, the universe hit back. But just when everything seemed perfect, when the rockets were ready, the cars were on the road, and the world was calling him a genius, 2008 arrived. And it nearly ended everything. The year 2008 is the year Elon Musk almost ceased to exist. In one 12-month window, SpaceX's first 3 rockets exploded on launch. Tesla was burning cash and couldn't get its first car to market. The global financial crisis wiped out investors, and Elon's marriage collapsed. He had poured every cent of his PayPal fortune into SpaceX and Tesla combined. He had nothing left. He was literally borrowing money from friends to pay his rent. In interviews years later, Elon would describe lying awake at 4 in the morning, eyes wide open, unable to silence the dread. "I just couldn't let it go," he said. "Even if I was wrong, I had to try everything before giving up." His ex-wife Justine later wrote that he told her, "If I had to choose between being with you and Tesla, I would choose Tesla." The marriage ended. He had 2 companies failing, a divorce, 3 rocket explosions, and not enough money to keep both companies alive. He had to choose which one to save. He split his last $20 million down the middle, half for SpaceX, half for Tesla. If either one failed, he was done. On September 28, 2008, SpaceX's 4th launch attempt, the last one they could afford. The rocket cleared the launch pad. The first stage separated. And then, for the first time in SpaceX history, it reached orbit. The room exploded. Grown engineers wept openly. Elon walked to the microphone and said, "I love you guys." His voice cracked. He turned away. 6 weeks later, NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract. And Tesla? With days of cash remaining, a last-minute investment round kept the company alive. Barely. By a thread. From that moment forward, Elon Musk never looked back. Not once. Here's something almost nobody talks about. During the darkest nights of 2008, Elon Musk's 5 sons, all under 10 years old, would sometimes find their father sleeping on the factory floor of the Tesla plant. Not in a hotel. Not at home. On the floor. Between machines. Because he refused to waste a single hour that could go toward saving the company. Here is the truth about Elon Musk that gets lost in all the noise. He does not care about being rich. He cares about one single idea that has obsessed him since he was a child reading Asimov and Douglas Adams in a quiet room in Pretoria. The idea that humanity is, right now, a single planet species, and that a single planet species is eventually extinct. Every company he has ever built, every dollar he has ever earned, has been engineered toward one goal: making human life multiplanetary before it's too late. Tesla accelerated the world's transition to clean energy, buying humanity more time. SolarCity put solar on rooftops. The Boring Company reimagines how cities move. Neuralink could one day help paralyzed humans walk again. Starlink brings internet to the most remote corners of Earth. And SpaceX, his first love, has already completed more rocket launches than any government space agency. Its reusable rockets have reduced the cost of reaching orbit by more than 90%. Elon Musk didn't just build companies. He ran multiple moonshots simultaneously, and several of them are working. Whether you admire him or distrust him, whether you find him brilliant or reckless, one thing is undeniably, historically true. No single private citizen has ever had more direct influence on the physical future of our species. From Elon Musk's life, 5 truths emerge that belong to all of us. 1. Risk is not the opposite of success. For Elon, risk was the strategy. He bet everything, not recklessly but deliberately, because the alternative was a life of ordinary outcomes. 2. The people who laugh at you do not get to define you. Every person who told Elon his rockets were a hobby, his cars were a fantasy, his ideas were delusion, they are footnotes. He is the headline. 3. Pain doesn't disqualify you. A bullied kid, an emotionally absent father, a painful childhood, 3 failed rockets, a collapsed marriage, and he kept going. Pain shaped him. It did not stop him. For long-term thinking is a superpower. Elon does not build for next quarter. He builds for the next century. Most people can't think past the weekend. 5. Purpose matters more than comfort. He could have retired at 27. He chose discomfort, stress, and relentless pressure because the mission was bigger than the man. As of 2025, Elon Musk's net worth exceeds $300 billion, making him, at various points, the wealthiest human being who has ever lived. But the real number that matters isn't on any balance sheet. It's the number of children who looked up at a SpaceX rocket landing itself and decided for the first time that becoming an aerospace engineer was a real option. It's the number of countries that now have internet access because of Starlink. It's the number of cancer patients whose tumors are being mapped with AI tools that exist because Tesla made machine learning accessible to the world. History will argue about Elon Musk for as long as there are humans to argue. He is contradictory. He is brilliant. He is difficult. He is driven by something most of us will never fully understand. But 100 years from now, when historians write about the pivotal figures of the early 21st century, his name will be in that first paragraph. Not because he was always right, but because he cared enough to try, fail, try again, and refuse, absolutely refuse, to accept that the world was as small as other people thought it was. The world remembers the rockets, the billions, the headlines, the controversies. But the real story, the one that matters, is a quiet boy in Pretoria, sitting alone with a book that told him the universe was infinite, and deciding, somewhere in that silence, that he was going to find out for himself. He's still trying, and in a way, so is the rest of us because of him. So, what's the biggest lesson from Elon Musk's life that hits closest to home for you? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you want us to cover another visionary, someone whose full story hasn't been told yet, tell us who. This channel exists because of your curiosity. If this documentary moved you, share it with one person who needs to hear it today. You never know whose life it might change.